Oh, hang on. Hey, everybody. Oh, how y'all doing tonight? Welcome back to a new Christian's Walk with the Word, episode 56. Tonight, I think I'm on my own. Abby just texted that she's cleaning the kitchen again. And I don't know why, but I had an idea of playing this video. This video I recorded 2 days after Charlie Kirk was killed, and it's the video that started this journey. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to play it tonight. I've been thinking about making this video, or if I would, or if I should, or if I could. Mr. John here, thank you for giving me the inspiration to do this. I had the most difficult conversation with my daughter today. She considers herself transgender, and she is from more or less a lefty, you know. She did come out and tell me that she was very sorry this happened, that nobody deserved this. But then she apologized for not feeling any particular way about it, you know, other than that it shouldn't have happened. You know, she didn't, feel good or bad about it. And so we got to talking, and I got to preaching, something I don't do. I told her, I explained to her that this connection, this feeling that so many of us are having, that we're sharing, hundreds, thousands of miles apart, having never met. I never met Charlie. He liked one of my posts once, and I was on the top of the world. But other than that, I had no interaction with him. But this has hit me like a ton of bricks. Just to fill you in, those of you who have just joined, this video, this is the video that started my journey into content creation. This I recorded 2 days after Charlie Kirk was killed. This was Saturday. He was killed on Thursday. So I don't know. I felt inclined to watch it today, and when I did, I thought maybe sharing it on our show would be a good idea, especially since I'm alone today. So I have cried more in the last 2 days than I have in my entire life. And I explained to her that this connection that we're feeling isn't because we share ideology. This isn't about conservative principles or ideas. This is about a deep spiritual connection, a love that emanates from Christians, and that we share for one another, whether we know each other or not. And my daughter struggles with depression. She explained it to me as spiraling depression. And I asked her, how does your identity help you with that? Isn't that what it's supposed to do? Isn't it supposed to make you feel like a whole person? Or does the fact that other people's reaction or response, is that what defines your mental state?
It shouldn't be that way. I begged her to think about this, to put herself in my shoes, and to remember that no matter what she thinks and what she believes, to the right and to Christians, she's always welcome back. She doesn't even have to change all her beliefs. She just has to be willing to listen, have a conversation. We will bring her in and we will embrace her and we will show her love that she hasn't found in her community. Because how could they know love? Is it even possible? God is love. It comes from Him. You can't know it without knowing Him. So, truth be told, there is no human being on this planet that does not know God to some extent. If they've ever loved a pet or a child or a book, anything, if they've actually ever felt real love for anything, then there's hope for them. I keep playing this song that I heard by a man I've never heard of before, named Diesel. It just happened to cross my feed and I clicked on it. Okay, another Charlie Kirk tribute song. All right, let's check this one out. And I have listened to it 100 times since yesterday. Yesterday at probably 10 o'clock at night. And I cry every single time. It's uncontrollable. There's a line, they call us evil, and they point at the cross. And it strikes a chord deep within me. And I made her listen to that song with me. And she hugged me. And we stood, it's a 6-minute song. We stood there hugging for 5 minutes. Finally got to see some tears. Some real tears that weren't from self-pity, but from compassion and empathy. In a way, I gotta thank you, Charlie. You may have given me back my daughter.
All right, enough of that. Hey, welcome back, everybody. All one of you. Good to see you. Amazing, a Twitch viewer. I did not expect that. I got the idea from Asmongold to go ahead and start a Twitch account. I've been doing this this is episode 56. So I've been doing this for almost 2 months. I started, I think it was September 27th, somewhere around there. But yeah, so this is my show. After Charlie Kirk died, something snapped in me, and I quit video games. I put my PlayStation in the other room, I unplugged it, and the plugs are still out here, plugged into the TV in the wall, but PlayStation is in the other room. I haven't played. I haven't played since. This is what I do now. This is my new game. And I decided after years, probably 20 years, that I was going to finally pick up the Bible again and start reading it. I've never read it, and I've always called myself a Christian, but to be honest, I don't know his word other than what I've heard people say and a few little bits I've looked up over the years, it's like when you're going through a divorce, you look up, Google Bible references for divorce and that's the extent of my Bible knowledge. So I decided I was going to pick up the Bible and start reading it again. Me and my daughter usually joins me. Have a daughter in Tennessee and one that lives here with me. My oldest lives here with me. Um, the one here is the one I'm referencing in my video. But my youngest daughter, who lives in Tennessee with her wonderfully Christian mother, um, decided to join me and do this show with me. And every weeknight now, but it was 7 days a week for the first month and a half, and then we decided I was burning everybody out. So we took the weekends off. But tonight, we are on Genesis chapter 45. This is the fourth book of the Bible that we've read. We started on John, then we went to Revelation, then Daniel, and now Genesis. I don't know why we went in that order. I wasn't picking the order. I was just going where I was told to go. But tonight we're at Genesis chapter 45, and we are almost done with the book of Genesis. Genesis has 50 chapters, and I can't believe it. I can't believe we're almost through with this book. So that's exciting. Please hit the like button and subscribe and drop a comment. And I think that was the ice maker. I thought somebody was trying to get into the house. Oh, yep, definitely the ice maker. All right, sorry about that. Drop a comment and we'll get right into it. So before we read, we always say our customary prayer, and it goes as so. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your word. Please bless it to our understanding. Please breathe your breath of life into it, that it may breathe into us. Let it be a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, so I'm just going to get right into chapter 45. If you have a Bible and would like to follow along, it's wonderful. If you have any questions, please comment with your questions. If I'm capable of answering them, I will. And if I'm not, I have other viewers that like to chime in the comments. Oh my goodness. Lady LDS, we missed you. How have you been? I'm happy to see you back. I have a Twitch viewer. I can't believe it. All right, this is great. So, just to fill you in, I played my original Charlie Kirk video. I know your daughter has crazy hours. I'm sorry about that. But I'm always here, and you don't have to watch me live. All right. You know what? I need 1 second. I need to check the front door. Sorry. 1 second. Okay. Jazzy, are you scratching at the door? Because you're freaking me out. Don't do that. All right. Sorry about that. I couldn't tell if it was the ice maker or the door. Oh, my Lord. All right. Okay. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. When I started this show, I played my original video that set off this journey, my Charlie Kirk transgenderism and my daughter video. That one right there. Bam. So that kind of set the tone for tonight. In any case, I've said my prayer and we're going to start reading. This is chapter Genesis chapter 45. Here we go. Then Joseph could not restrain himself before all those who stood by him. And he cried out, "Make everyone go out from me." So no one stood with him while Joseph made himself known to his brothers. And he wept aloud. And the Egyptians of the house, and the Egyptians and the house of Pharaoh heard it. Then Joseph said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Does my father still live?" And his brothers could not answer him, for they were dismayed in his presence. And Joseph said to his brothers, "Please come near to me." So they came near. And then he said, "I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. But now do not therefore be grieved or angry with yourselves because you sold me here. For God sent me before you to preserve life. After these 2 years, the famine has been in the land, and there are still 5 years in which there will be neither plowing nor harvesting. And God sent me before you to preserve a posterity for you in the earth, and to save your lives by a great deliverance. So now it was not you who sent me here, but God, and he has made a father to the Pharaoh, and he has made me a father to the Pharaoh, and Lord of all his house, and a ruler throughout all the land of Egypt. Hurry and go up to my father, and say to him, 'Thus says your son Joseph, God has made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down to me. Do not tarry. You shall dwell in the land of Goshen, and you shall be near to me, you and your children's children, your flocks and your herds, and all that you have. There I will provide for you, lest you and your household and all that you have come to poverty, for there are still 5 years of famine. And behold, your eyes and the eyes of my brother Benjamin see that it is my mouth that speaks to you. So you shall tell my father of all my glory in Egypt, and of all that you have seen, and you shall hurry and bring my father down here." Then he fell on his brother Benjamin's neck and wept, and Benjamin wept on his neck. Moreover, he kissed all his brothers and wept over them, and after that his brothers talked with him. Now the report of it was heard in Pharaoh's house, saying, "Joseph's brothers have come." So it pleased Pharaoh and his servants well. And Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Say to your brothers, do this: load your animals and depart. Go to the land of Canaan. Bring your father and your households and come to me. I will give you the best of the land of Egypt, and you will eat the fat of the land. Now you are commanded, do this: take carts and go out of the land. Take carts out of the land of Egypt for your little ones and your wives. Bring your father and come. Also, do not be concerned about your goods, for the best of all the land of Egypt is yours." Then the sons of Israel did so, and Joseph gave them carts according to the command of Pharaoh, and he gave them provisions for the journey. He gave he gave to all of them, to each man, changes of garments. But to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of garments. And he sent to his father these things: 10 donkeys loaded with the good things of Egypt, and 10 female donkeys loaded with grain, bread, and food for his father for the journey. So he sent his brothers away, and they departed. And he said to them, "See that you do not become troubled along the way." Then they went up out of Egypt and came to the land of Canaan, to Jacob their father, as they told him, saying, "Joseph is still alive, and he is governor over all the land of Egypt." And Jacob's heart stood still, because he did not believe them. But when they told him all the words which Joseph had said to them, and they saw the carts which Joseph had sent to carry him, the spirit of Jacob their father revived. Then Israel said, "It is enough. Joseph my son is still alive. I will go and see him before I die." All right, that was chapter 46. I am so blown away that I have a Twitch streamer or viewer. That trips me out. All right, thank you so much. This is awesome. Are you still here, Lady LDS? I'm hoping so. In any case, we are at chapter 46 now. So Israel took his journey, and with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. Yay, she's still here. All right, cool. Then God spoke to Israel in the visions of the night and said, "Jacob, Jacob." And he said, "Here I am." I'm sorry. The "here I ams," I don't know why, but they crack me up. It just cracks me up. All right. Anyways. And he said, "Here I am." So he said, "I am God, the God of your father. Do not fear to go down to Egypt, for I will make you a great nation there. I will go down with you to Egypt, and I will also surely bring you up again. And Joseph will put his hand on your eyes." Then Jacob arose from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried their father Jacob, their little ones, and their wives in the carts which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. So they took their livestock and their goods, which they had acquired in the land of Canaan, and went to Egypt, Jacob and all his descendants with him. His sons and his sons' sons, his daughters and his sons' daughters, and all his descendants he brought with him to Egypt. Now these were the names of the children of Israel, Jacob and his sons, who went to Egypt. 1 second. Jazzy, come. Come here. Okay, good girl. You lay down right there. I am hearing something, and this is weird because I don't hear well. So there must be something. All right. Reuben was Jacob's firstborn. The sons of Reuben were Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. The sons of Simeon were Jemuel, Jamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zohar, and Shaul, the son of a Canaanite woman. The sons of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The sons of Judah were Onan, Shelah, Perez, and Zerah. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan. The sons of Perez were Hezron and Hamul. The sons of Issachar were Tola, Puva, Job, and Shimron. The sons of Zebulun were Sered, Elon, and Jalil. These were the sons of Leah, whom she bore to Jacob in Padan Aram with his daughter Dinah. All the persons, his sons and his daughters, were 33. The sons of Gad were Ziphion, Haggi, Shuni, Esbon, Eri, Eridai, and Areli. The sons of Asher were Jinma, Ishua, Isui, Beriah, Sarah, and Sarah, their sister. And the sons of Beriah were Heber and Malchiel. And these were the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter. And these she bore to Jacob 16 persons. The sons of Rachel, Jacob's wife, were Joseph and Benjamin. And to Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Messana and Ephraim, who Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bore to him. The sons of Benjamin were Bela, Becher, Ashbel, Jerah, Naman, Ehi, Rosh, Muppin, Huppum, I'm sorry, Muppum and Huppum, and Ard. These were the sons of Rachel who were born to Jacob, 14 persons in all. The son of Dan was Hashim. The sons of Naphtali were Jaziel, Guni, Jezer, and Shalem. These were the sons of Bilhah, who Laban gave to Rachel his daughter, and she bore these to Jacob, 7 persons in all. All the persons who went with Jacob to Egypt, who came from his body, besides Jacob's sons. Oh, my Lord. I'm getting calls from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I had to tell them to text me. I'm in the middle of a live stream. Of course, they don't know that. But anyways, so all the persons who went with Jacob to Egypt, who came from his body, besides Jacob's sons' wives, were 66 persons in all. And the sons of Joseph, who were born to him in Egypt, were 2 persons. All the persons of the house of Jacob who went to Egypt were 70. Then he sent Judah before him to Joseph, to point out before him the way to Goshen. And they came to the land of Goshen. So Joseph made ready his chariot and went up to Goshen to meet his father Israel. And he presented himself to him and fell on his neck and wept on his neck a good while. And Israel said to Joseph, "Now let me die, since I have seen your face, because you are still alive." Then Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's household, "I will go up and tell Pharaoh and say to him, 'My brothers and those of my father's house who were in the land of Canaan have come to me, and the men are shepherds, for their occupation has been to feed livestock, and they have brought their flocks, their herds, and all that they have.' So it shall be when Pharaoh calls you and says, 'What is your occupation?' Then you shall say, 'Your servant's occupation has been with livestock from our youth even till now, both we and also our fathers, that you may dwell in the land of Goshen, for every shepherd is an abomination to the Egyptians.'" An abomination, a shepherd. Okay, so that's chapter 46. We're going to do one more chapter, chapter 47. I don't like ending on an odd note. So we'll read chapter 47 and we'll end on 48. All right, cool. Then Joseph went and told Pharaoh and said, "My father and my brothers, their flocks and their herds, and all that they possess have come from the land of Canaan, and indeed they are in the land of Goshen." And he took 5 men from among his brothers and presented them to Pharaoh. Then Pharaoh said to his brothers, "What is your occupation?" And they said to Pharaoh, "Your servants are shepherds, both we and also our fathers." And they said to Pharaoh, "We have come to dwell in the land because your servants have no pasture for their flocks, for the famine is severe in the land of Canaan. Now, therefore, please let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen." And Pharaoh spoke to Joseph, saying, "Your father and your brothers have come to you. The land of Egypt is before you. Have your father and brothers dwell in the best of the land. Let them dwell in the land of Goshen. And if you know any competent men among them, then make them chief herdsmen over my livestock." Then Joseph brought in his father Jacob and set him before Pharaoh. And Jacob blessed Pharaoh. Pharaoh said to Jacob, "How old are you?" And Jacob said to Pharaoh, "The days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years." Few and evil have been the days of the years of my life, and they have not attained to the days of the years of my life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage. Wow. I'm going to read that again because that was a very confusing sentence. And Jacob said to Pharaoh, the days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years. Few and evil have been the days of the years of my life, and they have not attained to the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage. Say that 5 times real fast. Okay. So Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from before Pharaoh. And Jacob situated his father and his brothers and gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the best of the land, in the land of Ramses, as Pharaoh had commanded. And then Joseph provided his father, his brothers, and all his father's household with bread, according to the number in their families. Now there was no bread in all the land. Imagine that. For the famine was very severe, so that the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan languished because of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the grain which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. So when the money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came to Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in your presence? For the money has failed. Then Joseph said, give your livestock, and I will give you bread for your livestock. If the money is gone. Wait. Then Joseph said, give your livestock, and I will give you bread for your livestock, if the money is gone. So they brought their livestock to Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for their horses, the flocks, the cattle of the herds, and for the donkeys. Thus he fed them with bread in exchange for all their livestock that year. Kind of seems counterproductive. I don't know. Maybe he knows something I don't, but we'll get to there, obviously. When that year had ended, they came to him the next year and said to him, we will not hide from my lord that our money is gone. My lord also has our herds of livestock. There is nothing left in the sight of my lord but our bodies and our lands. Why should we die before your eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants of Pharaoh. Give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land may not be desolate. Then Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, and every man of the Egyptians sold his field because the famine was severe upon them. So the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he moved them into the cities, from one end of the borders of Egypt to the other end. Only the land of the priests he did not buy, for the priests had rations allotted to them by Pharaoh, and they ate their rations which Pharaoh gave them. Therefore they did not sell their lands. Then Joseph said to the people, indeed, I have brought you and your land to this day to Pharaoh. Look, here is seed for you, and you shall sow the land, and it shall come to pass in the harvest that you shall give 1/5 to Pharaoh. 4/5 shall be your own, as seed for the field and for your food, for those of your household, and as food for your little ones. So they said, you have saved our lives. Let us find favor in the sight of my Lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants. And Joseph made it a law over the land of Egypt to this day that Pharaoh should have 1/5, except for the land of the priests only, which did not become Pharaoh's. So Israel dwelt in the land of Egypt, in the country of Goshen, and they had possessions there, and grew and multiplied exceedingly. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the length of Jacob's life was 147 years. When the time drew near that Israel must die, he called his son Joseph and said to him, "Now if I have found favor in your sight, please put your hand under my thigh and deal kindly and truly with me. Please do not bury me in Egypt, but let me lie with my fathers. You shall carry me out of Egypt and bury me in their burial place." And he said, "I will do as you have said." Then he said, "Swear to me." And he swore to him. So Israel bowed himself on the head of the bed. All right, that is chapter 47. So we will pick up tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I have not decided on if, I haven't decided on if I'll be allowed to make a show. I'd like to. It seems like a good day for this show, and might be even a good day to share it with your families. Who knows? So it's up in the air. I'm going to have to discuss it with my wife and my dad because I'll be at my dad's house tomorrow. The idea of a family show does sound kind of nice to me, though. Maybe I can make that happen. You'll know if you get a notification from me that I'm going live in half an hour, then you'll know. So let's hope that happens because I actually think that would be a great idea. Happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. I get to meet my third granddaughter on Friday. Well, congratulations. Nice. That's exciting. Third granddaughter. Oh, boy, I hope it's a while before I have my first. Well, yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's our Bible reading for tonight. And every night we do a daily devotional from the Jesus Calling book by Sarah Young. Let me see here. I still have a Twitch viewer. I am so excited about that. I don't know why. I don't know why that seems so strange to me, but it does. All right. So this is for November 26th. This is the day that I have made. As you rejoice in this day of life, it will yield up to you precious gifts and beneficial training. Walk with me along the high road of thanksgiving, and you will find all the delights that I have made ready for you. To protect your thankfulness, you must remember that you reside in a fallen world where blessings and sorrows intermingle freely. A constant focus on adversity defeats many Christians. They walk through a day that is brimming with beauty and brightness, seeing only the grayness of their thoughts. That's so true. Neglecting the practice of giving thanks has darkened their minds. How precious are my children who remember to thank me at all times. They can walk through the darkest days with joy in their hearts because they know the light of my presence is still shining on them. Rejoice in this day that I have made, for I am your steadfast companion. I really like that one. That's a really good one. Oh, new comment. Oh. All right, so we have three scriptures to go along with this. The first one is Psalm 118, verse 24. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. The next one is Psalm 116, verse 17. I will sacrifice a thank offering for you and call on the name of the Lord. And the last one is Psalm 118, verse 28. You are my God, and I will give you thanks. You are my God, and I will exalt you. Amen. All right, cool. All right, so that pretty much wraps up our show for today. Now, here's to hoping that I will go live tomorrow with my family. That, I don't know why, but that just seems like a wonderful idea to me. Oh, gotta run. All right, sweetie, love ya. Give your grandson a hug for me if that's not weird. If it is weird, then forget I said anything. All right. All right, everybody. So thanks again. One last thing. I just want to send my prayers to the families of the two National Guardsmen that were killed in Washington, D.C. By a terrorist, for lack of a better term. Um, my prayers are with your family, and I speechless. I don't even know what else to say. Crazy times we're living in. Just got to keep praying. All right, everybody. So hopefully tomorrow night at 7 p.m. I'll see you then. And if not, I will be back Friday, 7 p.m. for sure. Love you all. God bless you, and good night.